for Drew, he always will generate some chances during the course of the game, but having one or two go for him, historically he's due. He's going to start putting the puck in the net, so the timing's right for him. He and Mark and Nikolai have had really good chemistry in the block of games last year that they played together, because Drew can hang on to the puck in the offensive zone, make a lot of short plays, and he benefits from the speed of the two men that he plays with. They can be very dangerous.
More?
Yeah, one more, sorry.
Sure.
You said yesterday Thorburn would be going into
Correct.
the lineup. Is that still correct?
Is Brian maintaining an injury, or is it something else?
Well, no, he's fine.
Yeah.
Didn't want morning skate.
Yeah. Can you tell us if Patrick is symptom-free today?
No, so I won't be giving you a daily temperature reading, Paul. The first time you'll see him with the back on the ice, he has to go through the normal stretch. He becomes symptom-free. He starts very light off-ice work. He and any player, light off-ice work, it's to get augmented until he can get on the ice and light skates until he can get to contact.
Is there a minimum time now that the protocol means he has to be out?
No, there's no time. So if he is going to have to be symptom-free, and we're going to have to be real sure that there's enough time on that. And again, the first bike ride's 15 minutes, and it's a lightly elevated heart rate.
Right, so if he's symptom-free, theoretically, from here on, he could play the next game, theoretically.
There's not enough time for that to happen. It's not you do all four things in one day. You feel
right.
You
So
like
there is
skate.
okay. So
there's a daily routine of what we're going to put a guy through.
Right. So that's.
But and this is where this is difficult for, because a guy passes one test doesn't mean he's going to pass it 3 days later. So you're always checking back and maybe having to go back a day or two.
Sure. So if he passes them, what minimum does that create then? If you go through that process, that creates kind of a minimum, doesn't it? That's a 3-day process, a 5-day process.
I don't know what there is. I don't know that any one of these is handled in that. No, I don't think I would put him in the line.
Okay. The NHL's done a lot to prevent head injuries. Is there a way they can prevent that kind of head injury?
I think it's a really, that hit, that open ice hit, you don't see it very often for good reasons. Very, very difficult to time that the way it was timed. Normally, when you have forward motion by your other players, the D are pulling back and taking ice, because the cost of missing that hit is an odd man break. You just don't see it very often. And the hits where sticks or elbows or shoulders hit the head, those are the ones they're really worried about. That's head-to-head contact. Both men were potentially in jeopardy of suffering the same injury. It was just a full-on face-first collision. It rarely happens, and I don't think it's anything to be mandated out.